welcome back to another episode of All Things Davon, where there's no limits, no filters, honest conversations, and yes, the truth we all can relate to. I know I'm posting a little bit in the week, it's out of the norm, I already know, but you already know I'm starting a new series where I have FaceTime calls during the week, and I feel like this is deserving of a FaceTime call because a lot happened this Sunday, and I'm pretty sure the fans want to know what happened. So it just makes sense for me to have one of my faves on the show just to come join in. So without further ado, just welcome in, loud and proud, Tavii
Hi y'all.
Babii.
Hi y'all. I'm back.
Back again. I know
Yes,
y'all
back
missed us.
again. We got so much to talk about. Back so soon? Yeah.
Back so soon. I mean, and
Jada, let me
again
get the
and
mic,
again and
please.
again. Y'all gonna be sick of us. We the duo for real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that part.
I already know y'all are gonna ask me questions. Y'all want to get to know what's going on this episode. It's episode 8. A lot happened, a lot went down, and quite frankly, from a fan's perspective too as well, I was very upset. So I want to talk about it from the beginning. So this all happened while y'all are on the sprinter, right? Let's paint the scene. Y'all are on the sprinter. The first thing that happens is Lex accused you of picking and choosing sides. I want to hear what's your take on that accusation.
So the reason why Lex said I was picking and choosing sides is because prior to getting on the sprinter, excuse me, prior to getting on the sprinter, we were all in a hotel lobby, like, and we chilling, drinking. I'm drinking, having a good ass time, like turning up. In this nice 5-star hotel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm showing my
Mm-hmm.
ass. I'm having a good time,
As you
and
should.
right. So the night before, like as you see, me and Fauna fought. You know what I'm saying? You see, we
Mm-hmm.
fought, and Fauna was like talking to her close peoples or whatever, and it come to find out that my good friend, like one of my best friends, baby father sister, is Fauna's best friend. Like that's her sorority
Mm.
sister. So I went up to Fauna and I'm like, "Yo, bitch, we don't even need to be fighting or arguing or whatever the case may be." Like, and I bought her a drink. I'm like, "Come on, let's talk," and like that. And then we talked
Being
about
real.
yes, being real. That's why she was like, "Oh, you was having a side conversation." I said, "No, it's a real conversation we was having." Because our peoples is like, "Yo, y'all cool. Like, y'all need to, you know what I'm saying?" So me and Fonda was talking and whatever, and realized that we know the same people, and was like, "We're gonna be cool with each other and shit." And on top of that, we was talking about me being friends with Elsie, and I was like, "Yeah, you," because Fonda was like, "Yo, Elsie's not your friend. Elsie not my friend," and she kept saying that to me, but I'm not paying attention to what she's saying. I'm just like, "Oh, how come you could say that Elsie's not my friend, but Co Killer and them is your friends, and you know, we all met each other around the same time." But I wasn't realizing what she
Mm.
was saying. She was like telling me something I didn't know, like that don't f- with you, like she's really not your friend or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a conversation about that too. Lex was sitting right like on the side or whatever. Like she not paying it, she seen me or whatever. Everybody seen me, but I'm not paying it no mind. Right after that, I went up to Lex. I had a vape. Now I felt like I should bring a vape because, you know, I felt like it was a baddie thing to do. But I got asthma, so I went with the vape. I smoke weed. So I went up
Mm-hmm.
to Lex and I was like, "Hey Lex, I got this vape. Do you want it?" She was like, "Oh yes. Yay, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. What flavor is it?" And I told her the flavor. She was like, "Where is it?" I said, "It's inside my luggage, but they got it on a bus or whatever." She was like, "Okay, okay." I was like, "I'm gonna give it to you." She was all smiley. Everything was all good. Like, you know, we was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we get on the bus. After that, right up probably like 20 minutes after that, we get on the bus. And that's when Lex started talking like, "Oh, I feel like you're being fake and you're copping please because you having a side conversation with Fauna." And she's like in my face like this, like going, "You're having a side conversation, but like really close in my face."
That's what I was annoying. I was trying to figure out because I already know people are gonna be like, well, Tavy had it coming because she hit her first, but y'all have to see that she's doing
She
this,
antagonized me.
and then on top of that, I wanted to tell you because didn't you give a warning? You told her multiple times to
Yep.
get her hand out of your face. And you said that multiple times. And I reminded back. I made sure I checked them too as well. And I saw from based on the clip that I saw, she was putting her hands in your face multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And in my place and where I live, I find that as fighting words. You put your hand in my face, that's every reason for you to get slapped. So that's how I operate.
Exactly. It was a lot, like a lot more that y'all didn't see. Like she was
Uh-huh.
all in my face. Like I think her finger probably
Uh-huh.
touched my nose, and I still gave her a chance because like little do people know, like, let me say this real quick. They don't
Yeah.
realize I'm a fan of the show, and I've been watching the show for a very long time. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And with that being said, I seen when Lex got on. I was a fan of Lex. Me and Lex stood next to
Uh-huh.
each other in the audition line. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we were right there. She made Midwest. I didn't make Midwest, but then I made Africa right after. So I came on as a fan, really liking her. Like, I don't care that I can say that. Like, I was a
And
fan, and I
mind
can.
you, you saying that is real. Mind you, this is real because I feel like a lot of people have a big ego, and even after a fight or even after the situation happened, people are like, "Ah, no, I don't like her, F her, fuck her, whatever is going on." You
Right.
still today still saying that you were a fan of her, so I feel like that's already real, real recognized real all the way, and I feel like you
Exactly.
just, uh, but
Exactly.
continue.
So I came on there like really liking her and being a fan or whatever. And when we met, like, I was always cool with her, like talking to her and shit like that. So for you to come at me weird talking about I'm talking to Fauna, like, what does that have to do with you? Like, what's the real backline? Like, why you really in
Mm,
my face? Why you really talking to me like this? We could have had a conversation, but you was talking at me and not even to me. So you was trying to sun
mm,
me, and that's how I felt. So that's why I reacted. And at the same time, you being mad close, like, you talking too much with your hands. Like, I'm a person to talk with the hands, and like I said, I mentioned it too. Like, I talk on my hands, but I give respect. Like, I'm not gonna be all in your face, like, unless I stand up. Like, I'm intimidating sometimes when I stand up, my shoulders or whatever. People look at me in the way I
yeah, for
talk.
sure.
But
Yeah.
you feel me? So I try to keep my hands like this when I'm talking to somebody. This is right here with it, talking about side conversation, talking about I
And
copped the
she was
plea.
already doing that before y'all stood up.
Exactly. You bitch, you make it make sense. You talking about I copped the plea. What's copping the plea? What heard you from?
Do you feel like Lex was trying to manufacture drama? Because I feel like none of this had nothing to do with her. And I'm being real, this has
Mhm.
nothing to do with Lex. So I'm trying to figure out what was the whole point of her inserting herself at all.
Nothing had anything to do with that girl. Why the fuck are you talking about me having a conversation with Fana? What is it to you? And
Exactly.
what is it to you? You need. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wrote it out in my head. I'm like, oh, this bitch is being weird, son. I just was
Hmm.
fucking with you 20 minutes ago. Like, we was just in a lobby together, taking shots, being mad cool. I just offered
Hmm.
you a bait, you fake ass bitch. It's a storyline. You are a TV ass bitch.
And you want to know something too as well, because this reminded me of last season. Whenever she was trying to call out Jayla for no reason, she had no reason to get
Mm-hmm.
on with Jayla, and she was starting with
Right.
Jayla for no reason. I'm real, and I'm gonna always call something out, and I don't pick drama, I don't call drama either. I'm just real. I feel like she did
Mm-hmm.
the same thing with Jayla last season. I feel like now this is a now maybe I don't know if it's because she don't have Summer with her. She needs to find someone else. I don't even know what it is. I love Lex and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff like that, but I feel like now she's just picking on you just to have a reason to. Because if y'all was just chopping it up and that was off the camera, I don't know what's with all this today now. And
Exactly.
on top of
I
that too
put
as
that
well,
on
didn't she give you a
everything.
hug? She was the first one that came up to you after she gave you after you got the Baddies chain. She just came up to you and hugged you. So I'm trying to figure out
Let's
what was
talk
all the
about it.
animosity.
Right. Clock that.
Mm,
She dead just gave me a hug, and that was the night
mm,
before. So what are you talking about? Like, why wouldn't you pull me to the side? And even if you wanted to do it on camera, like, why was you so aggressive? You was trying to get something out of me. Like, I
exactly.
don't know where
Hmm.
anybody else is from, but where I'm from, you can't talk at me, talk to me hard, and be in my face like this with your
Without getting
hands.
slapped.
Like, come on. And then I'm giving
Hmm.
you chances. Like, come on.
Dolly had chimed in and she had said that you were being cocky for standing up about how you felt about the chain. How do you feel about that
Hmm.
moment? Because I feel like Dolly inserted herself in a situation that had nothing to do with that. I feel like I feel like she was giving hater vibes all over again.
Dolly was honestly in that scene straddling the fence. She was all over the place because it's a scene that and that same moment where when I was like big, small, or tall or whatever, like to get it, like if you talk and Dolly is agreeing with me and she's like, yeah, 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 like, and she's like agreeing with me as I'm going back and forth with Lex. But then she come out of nowhere and start being weird. And I was like, what, do you realize what you just said? Like, you being
Uh-huh.
mad weird, like in the same moment. Like, you're schizo,
Uh-huh.
like, for real.
Uh-huh. hmm That made no sense at all for her. And I feel like she was more upset at the fact that she didn't get her chain first, and which I really do feel like at this moment I feel like she's not deserving of her chain because at the end of the episode too, she started it with somebody else too as well. And when you really
Fauna.
think about it, it's like you got to look about she started with Fonda, but she was also arguing with somebody else too as well. And I feel like if you're starting with almost every single person on the cast, you got to be the problem.
Right.
You
Right.
really gotta do some inner work. And I know I said that mentioned I was like maybe she's insecure, maybe she's not, or I even said she was insecure. I really do feel like it stems from insecurity because the fact that you already first on top of had to say that you're the prettiest black girl on Zeus, and then you go
Mm-hmm.
back into giving a backhanded just or no feeling intimidated in the room whenever you're in there. She's intimidated. Like you can see
Right.
already she's intimidated. She can't even allow you to have your props without her even saying anything at all.
Right. And
And I feel like
I
that
would say
sucks.
it does suck. I would say not even just me, like it's overall. Like I've seen it with other people. Like I don't know if you've seen on camera, like somebody she'll make a face. Like I seen her make a face before she snatched the mic from Rican. I seen the face she made. Like I don't know if that's just her. That's just how she is. Like
Do you think it's more about like jealousy or do you think like how I don't know.
I was just about to say, I don't even know if that's just how she is or she like putting on a persona to where she's like trying to be a bad girl. Like,
Mm,
oh, I'm a bad girl out of here. I'm a mean girl. Like who, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Who
because I've been seeing
knows?
comments, people saying that she's giving like a bully from high school. Do you feel like she just has more like psychological things that she has to deal with on her own? It's bigger than what it is. It's more spiritual. Do you think everything around Baddies has to do more like on a spiritual level? I want to pick your brain a little bit.
Okay. So let me answer the question with for the baddies part first.
Mm,
Honestly, I feel um like the whole friend, let me say this on the record. A lot of girls got on Zeus Network and got on Baddies and say, oh, it's the devil and they selling their soul to the devil. Like I don't see that and I don't feel like because when I was there, we literally prayed like everybody. Production and the girls like we're praying. Lemmy is there praying. He's saying a prayer. Other execs are saying prayers. Natalie saying a prayer. You understand what I'm saying? Like we're they it, and it felt real, like real holy and
mm,
godly. But with that being said, with Dolly, I feel like I just feel like she trying to when you on Zeus, you want to fit in. Like you trying like to angle and fit in. And I could be honest and say that because when I went on there, I was trying to fit in a way.
uh-huh.
Like I watch my confessionals and I'm listening to how I sound and I'm like, yeah, it was me, that guy. And I'm like, oh, you sound so fucking cheesy, son. Like instead of me just sitting there being myself because I'm like, oh, it's baddie. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I want to fit in like a baddie, like just you know what I'm saying? Because I'm here instead of just being
Sure.
myself. Like I
Yeah.
didn't sound real. So with that being said, it's sometimes I feel like Dolly is in that aspect trying to just fit in and like be the baddie, like you know what
That
I'm
is so
saying?
real. That is so real. Mm-hmm.
I've been around her, in times where I've been around her, she's been cool. Like I like this that her personality. Like I don't fuck with her like that. Like, but when I was around her, I'm like, oh, she got a cool side of her. Like, I'm just that type of person. I'm not no
Mm,
rider. People would be like, oh, that's not who I am. Like,
mm,
stop stretching the narrative that me and I'm trying to be Dolly best friend. No, that's not what it was. I was actually
mm.
clowning her in that moment. And every moment I said something, I was clowning her. Like, so y'all can say what y'all want.
That is real. Honestly, that is real. I feel like um what is one thing like I know you told us a lot too as well, but what is a scene that happened that we did not see or that we did because I know there's parts that are cut out. Like was that pretty much accurate as what it could be or was there something like
No, it was a
okay.
lot that was said on the bus. Like, okay, Lex was like, "Oh, you was having a side conversation and you was copping a plea," and I was like, "No, I had a real conversation," but they skipped to me just saying. talking about Elsie and how I went to Fauna and was like, oh, how you gonna talk about Elsie? His friend can't be friends with me, blah blah blah. But they missed the part when I was like, oh, me and Fauna really was talking to each other because we know the same people. Like that's why I was like, it was a real conversation. So they skipped that part out. And
Uh,
also Dolly took my chain and she was like, in the camera. And I was like, bitch, you mad. You was on a season, like you had to do 2 seasons, and I did 2 weeks and I got my chain. What is you talking about? You was mad. You was mad. And they cut mad at me saying words to my mother, and I was like, suck my dick. Like, excuse me.
you
You
ate
could edit
that.
that out. But
I
I was
got you.
saying all
You
that.
good?
Like, I don't
Be
care. Like,
yourself. Be
word to my
yourself.
mother. That's what I was saying. Like,
You
yeah.
ate that. You ate that. And
Yeah.
that's what was gonna lead me on to my next question too as well. Had I feel like do you feel like it gave hitter vibes the minute that her first motive was to take your chain from you? Do you feel like that was just plainly disrespectful and just hatred and jealousy? Because I felt like it was. Because I feel like it's because she didn't get her baddest chain first, and which I still think I said it already. I feel like she does not deserve it right now.
It was disrespectful at the moment, and it was hate too. Because just the night before, I felt like I'm a real. I could have respect you if you would have said something that night. Shoot, interception out of here. Nah, I feel like the chain belonged to me, Natalie. Yeah,
Yeah.
Octavia. Like honestly, Tavy, you got somebody hold that chain for her because me and you got to fight for that chain. And if I win, the chain go to me. And
Mm,
I'd have been like, all right, you talking about? You called me out, so I'm with it.
mm,
And it would have been just that. But yeah, I definitely feel like it was some type of hate because it could have been in that moment, and you waited, and you waited to the moment for your friend to do something or say something, so you wanted to bounce off of that.
mm. That's really annoying. I'm thinking of the other information that you're giving me now, and I'm like putting two and two together. And it's crazy. Because I also, too, as well, I know I keep going on about this, too, as well. Because I feel like 80% of people believe the fact of what you explained the situation that happened in the club with you and Dolly. And then 20% of the people were like, I don't know if
With
that was
me and
Dolly or not. But I feel like
co-killer.
after the,
Oh, yeah, in the bathroom.
in the bathroom, yeah.
Right, right,
I
right,
feel like 80% of the people were believing it, and then 20% of people, maybe like 50% of people were like iffy about it. But I feel like after this episode, if that's not confirmation,
right.
like if that's not confirmation, you can see it clear as day. You can see it
No,
clear as I
I
feel like we
have
need to
no
have a.
reason to lie.
I that's what I'm saying. I feel like
I'm
you're
not
not.
gonna
I feel like there's
lie
no
about
reason for
something
you to
like
lie.
that.
I really do want to hear Coquelette's point of view of like, did she lie? Did she feel like she had to do this for camera? I really do, and it's not coming from a messy point of view because knowing you and us having a conversation off the camera, I can see you through and throughout. I don't know Killa or um her trio of friend group like that, but knowing you, I mean like getting to know you, you are very genuine. Like I can feel that already. Your energy and your spirit is always high. So it's like, and even when I didn't know you, coming from a viewer's perspective, I would not see somebody going that hard if they were wrong or if they
It's
lied. You know what I mean?
it's stupid. And if you
Hmm.
go that hard when you wrong, that means you are what they call it, pathological or
A
no, a
pathological liar or something like
pathological
that.
liar. The person
Yeah.
that believes they lie.
Mm,
A compulsive liar is a person that continues to lie, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. A pathological liar, like you are insane, you're delusional, like you're believing your lies. That's why I get so mad and so turned up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all calling me fake. No, I need anger management because when it come out and she being fake, I'm like, "Ew, why are you lying on me?
Mm.
Like, for real.
It's annoying for sure. It definitely is annoying for sure, especially whenever you're trying to. I don't want to necessarily say be heard, but just keep the facts straight. And when people are like purposely
Yeah.
misconstruing and twisting your words, it makes a whole narrative, and it makes things go left. But just to rewind back just a little bit before I move on, about what happened after the sprinter, because that one was. Whew. I just wanted to ask, what was going through your head whenever you swung on Lex? Like, did you expect to swing on her, or was it just because she kept putting her hands in your face? Like, was that like, did you even want to fight her?
No, I didn't even want to fight her because it was weird. Like, we were just talking 20 minutes ago. So that's why I was
Mm,
being nice. Like, any other, I wouldn't have gave her another chance. Like, putting your hands, like, I would have just, boop. I'm
Yeah.
giving you a chance. I'm telling you, like you're doing too much. You're doing too much, and it's mad weird. And my heart started racing too. Like I felt sun. Like honestly, I felt like she was sunning me. Like, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, da da da, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, this trying to play me, son. Now
Mm-hmm.
that's when you see me put my drink down, and I'm like, all right. She put her hands one more time in your face, one more time. Now I'm talking to myself, like, one more time, Octavia, you gotta do it, because this bitch trying to play you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is the outcome, you gotta stand on. You gotta respect yourself. That don't play about yourself. So she all like this, and my heart is racing. I put my drink down, and I just blacked out. Just fought her, choked her in the head. Her like, get out my face.
Mm.
Like people would say I deserved it or whatever, but she was in my face too much. Like, let it happen to you. Let somebody be in your face like this. Let me get in your face and talk to you like this. To where spit is going in your face, like you so close, spit going in my. Come on, bitch. We not kissing. We not together. What is
No, I felt
this?
that. Hmm.
What are you
I feel
talking
like you were.
about?
I feel like you were right, and I'm once again, y'all. You're like he's being biased. He's being no. I'm. That's this podcast is all things, Davon. I'm talking about all things. Like I'm being so for real. This
Right.
is real, real. Every single person that y'all will see on this episode, y'all will know I'm real. I'm never gonna be biased. I'm never gonna be like I don't like this person. And even when we're having a conversation here, you have not heard once Tavii talked ill or bad about co-killer. Even in the podcast, they squashed that. Or even now with Dolly, we're just speaking about honestly real stuff that's
Mm-hmm.
going on. Sometimes people, I don't know. I feel like people do need like mental health. People need certain things. People need therapy. People need like to actually like process and think what's
Ooh.
going on because like yes, at the end of the day, this is a show, but this still trickles and follows you after the show.
Yes. Can I
So.
say something to that? The
Mhm,
when you say like mental health and like that.
mhm.
I was thinking to myself, like people, it got to be some type of mental health, and I'm not coming at anybody's. I'm not coming at Killer at all. Like I want to clarify that. I'm just talking about in general. Like the situation touched her. That's why she reacted. But I think it's a mental health thing where people just try to buck off and react to somebody for no reason and don't really understand. Like a lot of people in the comments talk about, oh, you spoke about cold killer child. And I don't feel like, personally, I don't feel like I spoke about her child in a sense. I felt like
Mm.
I was talking about her character. It's a difference to me. But some people
Mm.
just want to come in and just be like, oh, she spoke about the kid. And no, I didn't. When you come in and say, oh, your daughter or your son, that's when you talk about my kid, or that's
That
when
is
you
a
talk about
new
their
point of
kid.
view. That's a new
But
point of view unlocked.
me saying that was talking about the character of a person, not talking about their kid at all. Like people don't
Mm.
really want to think. They want to be like, oh, she talked about the kid first. Nah, think about it, son. I'm grown. Like, let's be real. I did not. I don't like talking about kids. And I did apologize about the situation because it was wrong for me to speak on a situation on camera like that. I shouldn't have did that. I was mad. That's some that I feel like I was fake for in myself. I was disappointed in. But everybody talking about I started off and spoke about her kid first, and I was like, no, y'all gotta no.
I think no, yeah, that's real. That was real. I really admire that for you. I feel like a lot of people are not would not would even come up here and to even explain to the degree and to the caliber that you're doing explaining. You're recognizing, okay, cool. This is where I messed up. This is where this messed up, and you're able to be real and put things aside and to actually like okay shake hands, you know what, we can squash this real quick instead of leaving it on camera, leaving it on the scene where y'all could probably not be cool anymore. I feel like that's like the beauty of
Right.
like being able to us talking right now because this is can get the word out that y'all are good, y'all are on okay terms, and that there's no bad blood. And also being a baddie doesn't mean you have to fight 24/7. It's more than that. It's about
No.
sisterhood. The main part of it, like the main part of being bad is about sisterhood. And I feel like a lot of the times, at least in these episodes, there's so much chaos, there's so much going on where it feels like there's not even a sisterhood at all. So for you to even
Hmm.
speak up and talk about mental health again and you breaking down and how you feel and how things are, I'll give you kudos to that. I love that. I
Thank
just love seeing
you.
that. So
Thank you.
that makes me smile. It really
I can
does. I love
relate
it.
to a lot of I've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I can relate.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through
And
a
it, and
lot.
it only and
So,
it only builds you. It doesn't break you. It makes you
hmm
into a better individual.
and I also feel like baddie is a state of mind. It's like not on the surface. People are
Mm-hmm.
so naive. Oh, how did she get on baddie? She don't look like she a baddie. She look like she from the hood. I am from the hood. You got that right. She look like she trash or whatever the case, like dusty. Like I could never look dusty or whatever. But I am from the hood. Like I am very relatable. Like a baddie is not just all made up and this and that. If I feel like
Yeah.
I'm a baddie, I'm a baddie. That's just it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a state of mind. It's not what you think or what y'all think. It's what I think inside. That's what makes me a baddie.
And that's when your personality starts to show out, and you can start seeing what people's intentions and stuff was when they hop on the show. You'll start to realize that very quickly, and you can
Hmm
obviously see whether people either liked you or hated you or grew up to you or grew to love you. At the end of the day, they can never deny your realness. They can
Right.
never deny you being authentic. That's just you completely you being you. And people, I'm so glad people are seeing it, and I really hope you get MVP this week. I
Thank
really feel like
you.
you are.
Me
I really
too.
feel like you are. I strongly feel like you are gonna get it this week because you've been showing up and showing out. So
Standing on my
okay,
right. My
okay,
mama, where I come from, like if I came home and told my mom this girl was with me or something was going on, she was like, "And what you do?" I would have got
okay.
beat. Like my mom gonna beat me if I ain't stand on business. So it's just in me.
Exactly. No, for real.
My leg is dragging, but I cannot go home without saying, "Let's go."
Mm,
Put them up.
like
We gotta go again.
Ah. Facts though. Okay, so for real, okay, so Sprinter. I know you made it clear before even stepping out. You even said you did not want to fight unless if they were gonna keep jumping.
Yeah.
Um, Despite that, how do you feel or how did you felt when Dolly jumped you despite you giving that warning? Because she snuck out of nowhere. I don't even know where she came from.
I knew she was gonna do that. That's why I made the announcement. Like, so security could come around. I'm like, these trying to jump me.
Mm.
Like, we're not about to make that happen, but I'm here, so it is what it is.
And did you feel like how did that moment affect you and the rest of the energy between you and the others? Do you feel like, or I don't know if you're even allowed to say this or not, do you feel like there's any rekindling between you and Dolly and you and Lex, or is that just a done deal? Or is there any progression? Is there any progression?
Sometimes saying nothing is saying something.
I don't know what type of hands you have, they're made out of steel or not, but what you did to Dolly, her face was leaking. Like I'm gonna tell you, I jumped out of my bed. I jumped out of my
No,
bed. I was trying to figure out, wait, at what moment did her face get so bad? Like, I think it was the last punch because the last punch she grabbed her face.
I
What
think
was like,
no.
how,
It's like okay. It was probably in one of the moments that the security was around blocking us, like, and you guys couldn't see
did
it.
you guys
Like,
have any more rounds off the camera? Or was that all on camera?
no, we had all on camera rounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was going through your moment on that? Because yes, I mean your fave was not leaking at all. Of course, you still had like, of course, knots. Of course, that's a
hmm
typical fight, but you did damage to her. And I'm not gonna lie, Dolly can fight, but babes, you held your own. You held your own.
I was tight. She pissed me off because all that came out of nowhere. I was mad at Lex, everything. Like, I'm like, fuck that. Now me and you gotta fight. Like, but and me and Lex fought like six
Mm.
rounds. They cut that shit out. Like, we
Oh,
fought
so
mad
there
rounds.
is more fights that you
Hell
had with
yeah,
Lex.
we fought mad times. I said, fuck that. Yeah,
Wow.
again.
And I felt like, and you know, one thing I hated too as well because they made they made episode 7 into 8 and a cutoff as if you were losing the fight. But really, I really feel like you held your own just as much as her.
Yeah, I held my own. That's how I feel too.
I'm being real. Yeah, I feel like anyone can have an opinion or not. Because even when you did trip, you got right back up, and then you dealt with Dolly too well. Like you held your own.
Yes,
You
I
held your
tripped.
own.
I was smacked too. I'm not making the excuses, but I was smacked and I tripped. Like that's what it was. It wasn't a knockout. It
Was it
was
because you were
a
out of focus? Was it because you had so much rage? That's why you ended up tripping.
yes.
Hmm. That's
I
what I
was
thought too
too
as well.
mad. I was enraged. Like I was tight. Like why y'all and then my chain, my brand new what? Just cried about this chain.
Hmm.
What?
Oh, which I wanted to ask you about too, because I know you can choose to say this or not if you want to, because I know you got your chain back now. How'd you get it back?
Oh, stay tuned. That's it.
Okay.
Stay tuned. For real, for
Okay,
real.
okay. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it.
For real,
I'm
for
gonna
real.
figure it out.
Stay tuned.
Okay, that's all we need to know because you got your chain back. Because I was like, wait, hold on. All right. So, did you feel like y'all both? Do y'all feel like y'all both equally won, or how do you feel about that?
Um, to be honest, Big Lex got the best of me. I feel like she got the best of me. And
Mm,
she won in that aspect. And I feel like I won because in an aspect mentally, because you're not punking me. I'm not pussy. I'm not soft. I'm standing on my business. Whether you want to spank me or not. Like,
that's
so you
real.
can't take away my energy. So yeah, that's how I
That's
feel. I
real.
walked away feeling okay.
That's real. Because I feel like when you think about, I feel like your mentality trumps over your physical or anything like that. Because
Most definitely.
at the end of the day, you sat there finding someone who didn't have an issue, well, who had an issue with you, but didn't have a reason. So already then and there, your mentality was wrong. And I kind of do want to say this too as well because I feel like they're all gonna hear this too as well. And this is like
Mhm.
mainly for Lex. I really do love Lex. I really do. I feel like she's a great individual, but I feel like the group that she's hanging around with is changing her into a different person that I think the fans don't like, and which, if I'm being quite honest, I don't like because I feel like who you surround yourself with is who you become. And
Mhm.
I've seen Lex, at least on the episodes when she's by herself, and she is the most, I don't know, she's just a great person, but I feel like with the group that she's hanging around with. Maybe she likes that. Then maybe that's what she wants to be comfortable with. That's great on her. But I feel like who she's surrounding herself with is messing with her mental. And going back to what you said, you did win that mentally. It may not have to been physically all the way. It doesn't matter. But the fact that you stood up on business, you stood up and you fought for yourself.
Mhm.
Even after you got jumped, like you got jumped, then then you
Right.
fought the other person, and you stood walk away like a bad bitch. Like you still walked away. And you did.
Thank
And
you.
you did. So I would say if you don't win MVP this week, I am gonna be a little upset because I have not seen that much heart from somebody this whole season yet. And we're seeing it today.
Thank you.
And that kind of leads me into one of the last questions I want to ask you too as well. Your friends or your so-called friends, Russian and Elsie, was really upset because of the fact that they saw you got jumped, but they were kicking and like laughing in the back. How did that make you feel?
At first, I really didn't care, but then I started thinking about it. Like, hold on, you these the same you just like. Okay, I just fought for Elsie, 3 girls for her.
You
You
fought
couldn't
out like
do.
you did that.
You couldn't like. You know what I'm saying? Something. And then with Russian Cream, her excuse had me tight. Like, okay, you didn't jump in because I had a conversation with Fonda.
With
And she
Fauna,
said, yes. And then she's like, oh, you didn't jump in for me when I got beat up. You got beat up.
And it was
I
wasn't a
broke it
one on
up.
one. It was one on
It was a
one.
what? Yes, you got beat up, not jumped. Jumped and beat up is two different things. Come on, my nigga. Y'all been it's fake. Okay, we're not doing that no more. We're not
Yeah,
cool.
and respectfully, and like I said too, I'm I'm a very rational person, but I don't know. That really that made me so upset seeing that. The fact, and I think they were saying that they were like, Elsie was like kicking and laughing in the back or whatever it was. Like that is fake.
Right.
And you want to, and they want to keep talking, and not want to say they like, and the fact I'm gonna keep saying it again. And Elsie wants to sit there and talk about a storyline. You're getting the storyline off of me, but you lied about getting jumped, and then you ended up fighting the girls. You ended up potentially getting into it with girls who you could have been best friends with,
Exactly.
and then
Exactly.
now when the roles are in reverse and to a certain degree, and you getting jumped, and she's there completely watching and not doing anything, not even trying. She said, "I was trying to hold." I think she said, "I was trying to hold her back." I mean, did she try to hold you back? Because I mean, I'm not. Maybe the
Hold me
cameras didn't
back?
show
Why would
that.
you be holding me back?
Oh,
Are
okay,
you sure? You
okay.
supposed
Because
to you
I
supposed to
think,
let me go. I'm getting jumped.
mm,
That's confusing.
like,
Why are
I
you
don't
holding me
know.
back? What's your angle?
Oh, mm, I don't know. I'm saying that really that made me so upset. I mean, I just it. Yes, it's reality TV, but when I think of like when I'm watching baddies, this is what really does go on in real life in certain aspects of other people and what they got going on in their hood. You know,
Right.
people really do act like this in real life. So um, I think people don't understand it to that degree as well because people could be living their own different lifestyles. They're like, oh my goodness, this is so low vibrational to you, and which to a certain extent it kind of is. And I'm just being realistic because there's so much
Right.
fighting, there's so much energy being bounced around. People are really going through this. People are really living a life like this. And it's for individuals like you and individuals like Rolly or or other people in the show that show your authenticity and show who you really are to give them someone to relate to, you know?
Hmm.
Um, it shows that, okay, cool, I'm real. I can really stand on business. I can really be myself. I can be unapologetically myself without having to, you know, be fake without having to act different when the camera's turned on and turned off. So
Right.
I hope this FaceTime call people can really see your like just see your heart, just see it for you because not it just goes to show you're the same person through and throughout and you're genuine. And even if people were to be seeing you on the streets, I'm pretty sure you're giving that same energy and the same vibe too as well. So
Right.
ugh, I just want to ask you before we wrap up, looking back, would you have handled anything differently?
Oh yeah, a lot. A lot. Like my energy, like I was holding back a lot too.
Mm,
I definitely a whole lot. A whole lot. Yeah, I
mm,
ain't really see me. Yeah, I ain't really see they ain't see me.
hmm. And
Like,
so, what did you want people to understand about that fight that they maybe missed, or do you? I don't know. Just I just want you to like. Is there anything that was missed that you want to say that could have made things look worse or misconstrued or turned or laid to the side?
the fight really was for nothing. Like you guys say that I deserved it because I hit her, but what would you do? Would you let me talk in your face real close and put your hand like y'all missed a lot? Like it's a lot of edits, like all in my face like this and putting your hand like that. Come
Mm,
on. What would you do?
mm,
I'm sorry.
realistically,
I'm sorry. I cannot. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'll give
mm, I wouldn't do it either. And I feel like that pretty much wraps it up because I feel like the audience are gonna have to say what they have to say,
right.
and you spoke your truth. At the end of the day, like I said, you're MVP this week, or whether people are like it or
Let's
not.
see.
Let's see, or do we know? We want to speak it and
We
manifest it
know,
out.
we know,
We
we
already
know.
know because you did your job. You're just real. I don't know. There's nothing much I have to say. I feel like I got everything off my chest because I feel like at the end of the day, I mean, you set on business. You did exactly what you had to do. Did
Thank
exactly what
you.
you had to do. And you're going to
I
continue
appreciate
to do
that.
that over and over and over again.
Just being me.
Hmm. Hmm. But
Standing
yeah,
on me.
but is there anything else you want to say to the audience before we head out?
Just keep tuning in every Sunday and watching
Mm,
me. And don't just react off impulse. Like really think about it. If you gotta
mm.
watch the episode two, three times to really get it, like for real. Nothing fake about me. I don't need no storylines. That's not me.
Mm.
It's not even my character to explain myself like what I'm doing right now to y'all, but with who with me with the viewer. So if y'all need a little explanation, I got you. So that's
Hmm.
what it
And
is.
I'm all about putting you in the best light possible and for you to speak your truth. But yeah, thank y'all for joining my FaceTime call, my debut FaceTime call, my first FaceTime call. Um, and we'll get back to y'all with another episode of All Things Davon. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys are already following Tavii Babii underscore
Yes.
27 on all social media platforms too as well. And if y'all have any more questions, just don't be afraid to ask me or put it in the polls. And until next time, bye
Next
y'all.
time. Bye.